What's going on, y'all? It's Kyle Pizzle. You saw my post yesterday. Your boys got COVID, so currently in COVID protocol. But just want to thank everybody for the well wishes. I'm fine. I'm doing well. You know, nothing a 60-minute man like myself can't fucking handle. Just another mountain for me to climb. It is what it is. You know, some guys would make a big deal about this. To me, it's just fucking Thursday. You know, whatever. You know, at this point. I mean, women, lawman, shallow grave. Same old thing, just a different day, you know. So, I just want to, make this video about the Giants, as obviously the season is going to come to an end on Sunday. Guys, I've been a Giants fan now for legitimately 30 years, and half of that time, for 15 years, it's been documented here on YouTube, my fanhood for the Giants, my fandom for the Giants. And so I have, at moments, being a fan of the Giants, and especially the last few years, I've had moments where I thought I knew what rock bottom was, right, as a fan, where it's like, shit, we can never get any lower than this, right? It can't ever get any more terrible than what we are now. And then I look at the Giants now and I'm like, fuck. I think this is the lowest I've ever felt. Because when I was younger as a Giants fan, mid 90s, you know, Dave Brown, Danny Cannell, like Kent Graham, like I was never like had these huge expectations. I never had this idea that the Giants were something that they really weren't. Like I just never had that. I was just happy with. It's crazy, but there was a time when I was happy that the Giants would just make the playoffs. Like that was, holy shit! Like that was to me the most amazing thing ever, that they would play a playoff game, whatever, you know. And I don't know if what happened in, you know, 07-08 with Super Bowl 42 or even Super Bowl 46, I don't know if those two seasons changed me as a fan. I don't know. Maybe 42. I mean, you know, what happened in Super Bowl 46, that's always, to me, the cherry on top, I guess, if you will. But Super Bowl 42, I think, as a Giants fan, changed me. Because I went from thinking that they were just an organization, you know, one of the organizations or franchises in the league, to they are one of the franchises, right? They should be that. But if you think about it, you know, they don't. The Giants had spent many years prior to that trying to find their way. I know they had went, obviously, to the Super Bowl 35, but it wasn't like the Giants were always, you know, knocking on the door of winning a Super Bowl, right? It's been very hit or miss for the Giants in many ways. But, you know, to watch them go from that, which that was documented here on YouTube for me. I mean, I was here for those Super Bowls, making videos, celebrating those, having a good time, right? Making terrible videos, but people enjoyed them, you know. So, but now we have went to a place that is below. Take no offense to this if you're a Lions fan. We're below the Lions. You know, you could argue we're below the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, that the Giants might be the worst team in the league. And there's a great possibility that this team has, these last few weeks have completely quit on Joe Judge. And so last year during this time, I was optimistic about the season. I was optimistic about the offseason and heading into this current season. The Giants finished the second half of the year respectable. We were super close to making the playoffs, regardless if you felt like we didn't deserve it or not. We were super close. We went and got what we thought was a number one receiver in Kenny Golladay. We get Kadarius Toney, right? We're bringing some good pieces back. We think the offensive line is going to be able to compete. Saquon Barkley's coming back. I mean, there's just so many things that I as a fan, got reeled in super fucking hard. Like, bought into it. Like, all the way. Like, yes, I believe. Joe, whatever you're selling me right now, I fucking believe. I am buying it. I am buying it, Joe. Absolutely. 100%. And after what I've seen this year, and as we go into a meaningless Week 18 game, I'm at the lowest I've ever been as a Giants fan. I'm at the lowest I've ever fucking been, because whatever happens on Sunday, whether they win or lose, I have nothing to be optimistic about in this offseason. What, do you want me to get excited about the 2 first-round draft picks? We haven't done hardly anything with those anyways. Saquon Barkley? Whatever. Kadarius Toney? Did he even play half the season? Did he even get close to that? Daniel Jones? The another first round pick? The jury's still out on him? Dexter Lawrence? What do we think about him? DeAndre Baker? Gone. I mean, how many first round draft picks have we really, hit it out of the park with? So why would I get excited about any of that? Obviously Dave Gettleman is going to be fired, retire, whatever. Which, by the way, let me say this, because a lot of people have put a lot of blame on Dave, maybe rightfully so, but understand that there were problems before Dave even got here. That's the reason why Dave even showed up in the first place, to try to fix the bullshit that previously was here. Did I love what happened to Jason Garrett? I mean, did I love Jason Garrett No, I don't love Jason Garrett, but I hated that they just pointed the finger at Jason, fired him, and they've gotten worse since Jason's been gone. That's honest to goodness truth. Again, I'm not saying he should have stayed either. I'm not saying Dave Gettleman should stay. I'm not making a case for Joe Judge. I've said weeks ago, swipe this whole fucking thing clean, please, and not just these little positions. Let's get deeper into the problems. Let's get into the front office. Let's clean fucking house. Let's get down to the foundation of this house. Because again, guys, I've never been more rock bottom than I have ever been in my life as a Giants fan. I mean, I'm watching organizations like the Cincinnati Bengals, for example, right? Look at the success they're having all of a sudden. I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs, they were just an okay franchise for a little while, right? I know they have some really great history early on in the NFL's early days. But now all of a sudden, they're like this super powerhouse, right? Look at the Patriots. You know, they lose arguably the greatest quarterback, probably not even arguably, I mean, the greatest quarterback of all time. And they're right back in the mix. They go out and get their guy, they're right back in the mix. You know, I look at the NFC East division. Both the Eagles and Cowboys are making the playoffs. And here's the crazy thing. I thought the Eagles, at the start of this year, were going to be the team that was going to finish in the basement. I legitimately thought that. They made the fucking playoffs. The Cowboys. I thought the Cowboys could be good this year. I didn't know if they would be knocking on the door of potentially getting the number one overall seed. I thought they would be competition. I thought their coaches would hold them back. I thought they had a talented roster. I thought Washington would be what they pretty much are. I thought they were getting way overhyped. But the fact is, a year ago, this time, they were calling this division the NFC least. And yet, there's two teams in this division going to the playoffs this year. And we, not only did we stay in that NFC least mindset, we went below that. We didn't build on last year at all. And so it makes me feel even more rock bottom than I have ever felt before. And I'm not sitting here claiming like, oh, I'm done being a Giants fan. That's not what I'm saying, but I wanted to say that a lot of you guys have opinions about what the Giants should do and how they should fix things and whatever. And the reality is the things that I think the Giants have to fix, they're not on the surface. They're deep. They're deep below that we don't get to see on a regular. The players involved, the faces that we constantly see, the Joe Judges, the Dave Gettlemans, the Daniel Jones, yeah, those things need to be fixed. But it's the faces you don't see who's doing the scouting and all. Those are the faces that they probably need to go find something else to do. They need to be replaced as well. And so, unfortunately, I think the Giants have to do so much overhaul. They really need to have so much overhaul that it's going to take time to get that where it needs to be. We could be looking at a few years before the Giants are back to any type of relevancy. And that's a reality. And surely you guys have seen over the last 15 years here on YouTube that no matter what the Giants go through, Bizzle's going to be supporting them in the best way he possibly can. So, I know this isn't the most entertaining video, but this is a good therapy session for me just to talk about it. And so, it kills me that the Giants are in this condition. It really does. And I'm legitimately saying I'm scared about this offseason. I really am. I'm scared because can the Giants really fall even farther Can they? Because if they don't make the right decisions, I think they just might.